for you to actually, you and Jamie, to just up and say, hey, we're going to go on this amazing journey around the world, and already you're musicians, so you're already open and creative and wanting to just make these things happen. But one of the things I find is people are held back by fear. Everybody's got these goals that they want to achieve or these dreams they want to fulfill. But to actually get over that, yes, but what about, you know, my job or the money or the family or you know, what if I don't know what, that uncertainty. I mean, was that there for you? You said you don't have fear, but imagine after the journey.
Oh, no, I didn't say I don't have fear.
Oh, you didn't say you don't have fear. I'm sorry.
No,
you're not afraid.
With fear. I haven't got any fear right now, but even still,
I'm not
it's
scaring
probably
you.
like a little bit.
Smart man.
Yeah, just a little bit. No, I think that you are a certain type. Well, there is personality types.
Yeah.
And I think you can fight that or you can surrender to it. So you realise the kind of person you are and what you need and what you feel comfortable in. Now, I'm really lucky in that I seem to be comfortable almost anywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And I surrender very easily. So, and I also get quite obsessed.
Right.
So you mix that up. So the obsession with music, for example, since I've been really young, I've been obsessed with playing music. And I play drums, piano, guitar, flute, didgeridoo, anything. You give me something, I'll make a tune on it.
You could be like an Xavier Rudd.
I could be. If I knew who he was.
He plays something like 11 or 12.
Oh, does he? Okay, yes. I could be like that, yeah.
Okay.
And I think that that's not really answering your question. It is a difficult question. What stops everybody from creating? I think some people, when the creative force hits you hard, you don't have any option.
Yeah.
It's like if you have, you have a really good idea. I know so many people goes, I'm going to write a book. What's it going to be about? Well, I'm not quite sure about that yet, but I'm going to write a book. Then, boom, something hits them. I know what to write a book about, and I know what the first sentence is. Book, bestseller, hurrah.
Then there's a book.
Like Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah.
You know, he was his history, he was years and years completely unconscious, and then he had that kind of 9-month happy attack where he just sat on a bench and thought everything was bliss, and then started writing a book. Or Neil Donald Walsh, who God started talking to him, you know, or Paul McCartney, or you know, anybody, or David Bowie, or, you know, the great people, or Bach. Something hits you, and you don't, your fear, it overcomes your fear. Because we're all racked with fear, and I think if you have a really strong idea, it will overcome that fear of family and fear of survival.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's what happened with me.
Yeah.
You know, I had, but kind of accidentally in a way, because the One Giant Leap thing, the amazing thing about it is we never actually really designed it. Yeah. It kind of one thing led to the next thing and led to the next thing, and here I am. As I say, I've made it up to your couch. I've reached the peak. So
it's not like you had this plan and said, okay, we're going to do this in this amount of time. It's just, let's just go and do what we love. Yeah. And let's just go and see where it leads us. And that's for surrendering on a daily basis. You know, it's just like surrendering it to every moment.
I'm actually beginning a new religion.
What's that?
It's called surrenderism.
I like that one. I like that one.
Yeah. Now, the problem with it, the paradox of surrender is, what are you surrendering to? That's why you need help. We all need help with that, because you can think you're surrendering to the highest thought, but actually you might be just surrendering to your fear. So I'm starting up the gospel of surrenderism. I'm not really too serious about this.
No, I didn't think you were.
But the idea of talking to people, you know, like whenever you're shown this paradox, like I mean, sometimes like simple things, like you're in a relationship, and you're not quite sure if it's the right person. Now, is it your fear of commitment, or is this really not the right person?
Exactly.
And so you have to work it through, because you can't surrender to both things. And then once you get better at it, you get really good at surrendering. And then not caring whether it's the right thing or not.
Yeah, exactly. It's like asking the question and just paying attention to the answers. Sometimes we forget to ask a question, just say, oh, I don't really know the answer to this one.
Yeah, and then the answer comes. Because the other thing is, I think that if you're surrendered, say you've got no money, and you go around all day going, I've got no money, I've got no money, I've got no money, I've got no money, I've got no money. And then suddenly you go, all right, I've got no money. And you surrender to the fact that you've got no money, and you find $1 on the floor. Or somebody comes, you see someone over there who's got a really good idea. It frees you to see the bigger picture.
Well, money's not always, you know, abundance, or maybe is a better term. It doesn't have to be just money, and people forget that. Somebody could be inviting you out for dinner, or offering you a free massage, or you might win something. And
well, do come out to dinner. No, I can't. I'm too poor.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to buy you dinner. But you don't hear that.
Well, then it becomes about the receiving, which comes to what about me again, that I'm worthy, that, you know, it comes back to, because I find a lot of people are, you know, they're asking for abundance, asking for more money and all of that kind of thing. But it's showing up in so many forms, but they're not seeing the form because it's not what they were attached to, what they thought it would look like.
We're funny little beings, aren't
we? We are. And then it's coming and it's like, but then they're saying no. Oh no, you know, I won't do that. Oh, it's the receiving, that feeling like I can say yes, thank you. Thank you.
I have a problem receiving love. I'm very good at being in love with someone else.
And giving.
But if they really love me,
yeah,
I usually run a mile. Yeah. And I'm only now at 50 beginning to even touch the edge of where that's from and where that's going.
I don't think you're alone in that.
Right.
I think it's global. I think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are all running away. And like you covered in the movie too, addictions, and just, you know, trying to fill that hole, you know, like have something to drink or have something to smoke or get busy or throw myself into work or, oh, I just said myself then, where did that come from? But yeah, just filling that hole.
I got this thing that from talking to Krishna Das and to other people about that, is that the wanting is often the best. I mean, we're all wanting a whole life. From like every time you breathe out, when you breathe in again, that bit at the bottom, the thing that brings you to breathe in again is that wanting of life. And it's the same. That wanting is the fuel behind our lives, and we're taught to not enjoy it. We're taught to the wanting, the getting is the important bit. But actually, the getting is often not much fun.
No.
The wanting, that tension that pulls you along. Makes this, makes us here doing this. You know,
exactly,
you're wanting
whatever
it is you're trying to do, and whatever that.
I don't know. I'm
thing.
still working that one out too.
But it's drawing you along. You know, and you know,
it's going with it,
and that's what brings us here. And so, therefore, rather than trying to dispel the wanting, have a bit of a wallow in it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know that bit when you meet someone and that wanting before you kiss or anything. You know that wanting. Is amazing. But we all want to get rid, quick, get through it. But actually, well, no, just sit in it and kind of soak it up. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, that's good. So for you, I mean, this for you and Jamie would have been like just an incredible personal journey, and you would never be able to imagine going through this trip. Not just the travel, but just even making the film.
Well, before we did it?
Yeah, like, you know.
Oh, no, I had no idea.
Personal journey. Like, how have you grown? How have you changed? What's different about you today than before you embarked on that?
Almost everything.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, or nothing. I mean, obviously, I'm always Duncan. I've always been Duncan. Yeah. If someone who knew me when I was 20 and they met me now, they go, oh, you haven't changed a bit. Because I don't think any of us really do. But inside, this surrender thing has become, I've really got the fact of surrendering to who Duncan is. And realising my strengths and my weaknesses and what I like and what I don't like and being okay with that. Not trying to change it. So that was huge. Without wanting to sound arrogant or anything, but believing in myself. Yeah. Especially with the music. Because I made a lot of rubbish music. I knew I was always good, but I was trying to earn a living. Yeah. And you end up, not rubbish, but things like I did Transvision Vamp, and I did Take That, and I did like some good pop things. Yeah. It was never really, you know, I was good at it, and I enjoyed the process of it, but I never really got it. So now I really feel like I've made something that people might listen to in 100 years' time and go, wow, that was amazing.
But you've made it for you, ultimately. What about me? I mean, you're in there.
Oh, it's all about me.
Yeah. I like that bit, middle quote. It's like, anyway, that's enough about me. Let's talk about you. Yeah. What do you think about me?
Exactly. Don't you know who I think I am?
Every time I think I know who I am, something happens and then I realise I really don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's good old Eckhart Tolle. Okay, Duncan, thank you. It's been great. Pleasure talking today. All the best with the film.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll be at the premiere this week. And everybody, if you haven't seen What About Me, go and check it out at your local screening or buy the DVD. It's very rich and very, you know, visually, and sort of engages all the senses, I find. But I love how the really key messages that are really deep and powerful and profound, but are delivered in little sound bites, but really simply. And for me, I would just laugh. Just these little, especially the way they get delivered sometimes, and it's laughing at our own madness.
Can I give you one last quote? My favourite quote from the film that Bhagwan Das gives is that worrying is praying for what you don't want. So stop praying for what you don't want.